have winners, and not just during the day, but we'll do that. We'll have a losing streak for a full week sometimes. I mean, it happens. Um, and one of the keys is to stay on that path, and that's what I hope to show you here today. So let me figure out how to use a PowerPoint there. Quick disclaimer, just right here, investing in trading involves significant financial risk and is unsuitable for everyone, okay? Excuse me. I've got kind of a frog in my throat, so bear with me if I have to drink a little water here. So this right here, this is my trading account. Now, I think it's very important if somebody is going to get out there and start talking about, hey, I want to double my money in a year, maybe even more. I think it's important that you back it up and you prove it. It's not just talk. So I share my trading account with everybody. Of course, I cross out a few of the important things, like my account number. So this is a new project that I started in 1st of October, and the account at the end of this statement was up 54%. So, we went from, it was started with $3,000, then it went to, $3,590, and then up to $4,600. So honestly, if everything continues to go the way it's going to go, the way I see it going, my plan is to take that $3,000 and turn it into 6K. Sorry, I can't write with a mouse. I can't write with a pen either. And then turn 6K into 12K. You see where this is going? Whoops, 12K. See where that's going? And then 12K. You're picking it up now. So I honestly think I can do this in a year. As Fausto mentioned, I did turn $5,000, just under 80,000, and it was under 2 years. It was like 18 months. I did do that, and then last year, $100,000 account turned into $200,000 account, and I'm still trading that, but that's all in the back end. That's all for bigger stuff, longer holes, maybe longer term kind of stuff. But this is trading, helping small accounts. And you don't have to be a small account. Everything I do here can be for a bigger account. You'll see. The point is transparency. So I'm not bashful to show it. And if this number goes down, I'm not bashful to show it, because that's trading. And that happens to all of us. It absolutely happens to all of us, okay? The best of us. Not every month is a winning month. So the Road to Wealth account, let me move this over a little. The Road to Wealth account, my goal is to double it in 1 year or less, full transparency. That's wins, losses, buys, sells, bank account statements, daily reports. In our trading room, I give daily reports. I'll even show them. I show them the account. So it would be something like this right here. Something like that right there. Show them the whole account and what stocks we're in, what positions, good, bad, or indifferent. If you're a member of Hit and Run Candlestick or a trial member, of course, we post everything in the room, but you also get it posted to your app. As a member, you'll receive this app where no matter where you are, out playing golf, fishing, whatever, you'll get the alert, bought, sold, whatever we did, added to a position. Let's see here. There we go. To sum up the way I trade, here, let me get my yellow. There we go. I'm a short-term swing trader, and I'm always trading with goals in mind. And this is something that I think I'm going to definitely help somebody today with, okay? I use candlesticks, which represents price action. If somebody says you use price action, odds are you're using candlesticks. They're both the same thing. I use moving averages. I love moving averages. You'll find that just about everything I do has a moving average involved with it. And the reason for that, it's always on the chart. They're very easy to manage. They're very easy to see. and they're very easy to scan for. I manage my account just as much as I manage a trade. It's very important for me to keep the account growing. And so sometimes I'll take profits when somebody will say, why'd you take profits? Remember, my only goal is to double my account. It's not to do any more than that. And I'm dead serious about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit more too. I trade long and short. I trade stock and simple directions. The truth of it is, I trade a lot more options than I do stock. I personally do not believe that you can double your account if you only trade stock, unless you're in something that cures cancer. And then zippity-da-doo, you're probably going to double your account. Unfortunately for the stock traders, every option trade I take is a stockable trade. You can trade stock with it. And I just trade simple directional calls and puts. So really easy. Timing. Timing is one of the most important things, not for me, but I think for everybody in the stock market. Timing, timing, timing. We're going to talk a little bit about that too. Now, I've got some charts that we're going to look at here in a bit. Hopefully, if I get done in time, I'm even going to go into live, pull up my live trading and take a look at some things there. But sometimes it's hard to get everything done in an hour. Now, the easy part, some of you may disagree with this. The easy part is, whoops, that is not what I wanted right there, man. Let's try that again. There we go. The easy part is charts and entry, stops and targets. Now, I know that some folks that maybe are struggling, you're fighting that. You constantly, you stare at charts all night long, you listen to webinars, you're just trying to get it done. I got news for you. That's the easy part. The problem is going to be the hard part. And that's what's messing you up with this, because charts and targets are the easiest thing in the world. I mean, if you're looking at charts right now, along with listening to me, just every now and then, look at some of these charts that pop up right over here. Just look at that. That's all you got to do. Okay. So the easy part, we're definitely going to cover today. It's the hard part, unfortunately, takes more than an hour. It takes more than 2 hours. The hard part takes some time. It really does. Does it take a year? Well, for some people, it might. Does it take 6 months? Maybe 3 months. For people that really, really want to learn how to trade, and you put your ego behind you, just toss it out the window, you could get it done in 3 months, probably 2 months even, because some of the stuff is hard to get rid of, especially for those of us that say are my age, say grandpa age or grandma age. We've got some bad habits. There's no doubt about it. And it takes a while to change those. But the hard part is this thing, greed and fear of missing out, being bullied into a trade. Now, I don't know if anybody knows what that is. I use this term a lot, being bullied into a trade. Say you're in a trading room and everybody's buying XYZ, buy. Everybody's buying it. Everybody's making money. And you're sitting over here waiting for something. I don't know what in the world you're waiting for, but you're waiting for it. Well, what happens is the position we're all looking at goes up. And finally, what do? You buy it up here. Well, you just got screwed. That's called getting bullied into a trade. I didn't bully you into it. The members that's saying how well they're doing, they didn't bully you into the trade either. You just finally couldn't stand it. You had a case of FOMO, and then you got bullied into that trade. So don't ever get bullied into a trade. Wait for the trade to come back to you. Pull back a little bit, wait for that buy signal, and then buy. Okay, so that's important. When to take profits. We're going to talk a little bit about that. When to take a loss. We'll talk about that. When not to trade. This is one of the biggest killers for people that struggle. People that struggle when they're trading, traders that struggle when they're trading, they're always looking at, they're looking at this. Right? Yeah, that was it. They're looking at charts they're looking at charts, they're looking at entry stops and targets. And they're struggling when maybe what they need to do is stop trading for a day. Maybe the market is not in your favor. Maybe that's the problem. And I'll bet you pretty much that's going to be the problem. Okay. I've done this too long. I've got 36 years of trading under my belt. I've got absolute losses. I mean, huge losses over the years. And in the beginning years, it's not even, it's not even funny. But one of the tricks is to learning where, stay in your lane. Where do you fit? Okay. When to sit on your hands. Oops, is that right? There we go. All right. So road to wealth, the road to wealth road, let me pull this over here for you. There's a calculator, and I think everybody should use this calculator. And I think if Donna has the link to it, she can post it in there. It's free for everybody. Okay. There's no charge. This is on our website. We don't collect your name. We don't collect your email. You can just use it. Anybody, everybody, it's free to the world. Okay. Now this was made for me by the person that designed and created the scanner. And what I needed something to help me double my money is what could keep me on the track. Just like if you're driving the car, stay between the lines. Otherwise, there may be a problem somewhere. Stay between the lines. So let's do this. Let's take a $5,000 account. And all you have to do is enter your number in here and hit enter. Okay. Did you know that that's all you need to do a day? $23.80 a day net doubles your money. Now I want you to think about that for a minute. When he created this thing for me, it blew me away. I mean, I did it all on paper, but it didn't have the impact as this. All you've got to do is net $119 a week and you double your money. $476 a month and you double your money. Amazing, isn't it? You think about that, how easy that is right there. If you have $25,000, just put 25 in there, make sure you hit enter, and now it changes it. Now I'm not promoting day trading. I'm not a day trader. I'm not promoting that at all. I just, when I'm in a position, and if that position, where's my arrows here? Blue. If that position, maybe I better use a pen. Say if that position gets to 120, say it gets to 240, double. And I'm trading the Road to Wealth account right now is small. All right, so it's like $4,000, a little over $4,000 at the moment. So I might be able to buy only two positions, two contracts in some cases. In other cases, I can buy more contracts. Depends on the price of it, right? But I buy at least two. So now what I'll do is I will come in here when that number doubles or comes close to doubling, and I will sell one contract because that's all I have to do to double my money. Well, I guess we were talking about well, we could do it here too. So I'll double my money. Now I still have one contract. There's nothing wrong with allowing that contract to go higher and higher as long as it does. See what I'm doing here? It keeps you on the road. Remember what your goal is. If you have 20 foot, for me anyway, this is for me. If I had $25,000, I only would want to double my account. I promise you, I have absolutely no desire to make it any larger. Now, there's probably some eyebrows that were just raised right there. Do you know something that I learned the first time I did this? The first time I did this, I started with that $5,000 account. And when I followed the rules, I didn't double it in a year. Oh, no. I 14 times. That's because I followed the rules. It was like a couple of months, I doubled it. And then a couple of months more, I doubled it. Then a couple of months more, it doubled. It's because I followed the rules. Don't get greedy. And that was one of the most enlightening things that has ever happened to me in trading. Absolutely. Don't get greedy. I don't want to make $51,000. I just want to make 50,000. Nature will take its course. You just concentrate on this part right here and watch what happens. All right. So something I want to talk about right here on this, and this is free. I urge everybody to please get it. It's not anything you download. Just go to the website, use it every day if you want. I look at mine every day. Now, this assumes 210 trading days, not 365 days. And the reason is this is, again, was built for me. And I think I'm pretty close to what everybody else does. You've got to figure that there's so many natural market holidays. And then there's holidays that you just want to partake in that the market might be open. Then there's sick time. And then there's vacation time. When you cut all that out, there really is only about 210 days to trade. So that's where this is all calculated. Now, down here, there's a position size. So let's go back to $5,000. Hit enter. So what are you going to enter in a position? Now this is on you. Okay. I can't help you with this. I really can't. I can help you with all this, but this is tough because the percent that I use for a position should not at all be what somebody that's struggling uses. Maybe you need to use 5%. It's based on how good you are, is what it is. What's your win-loss ratio? Are you super comfortable with trading? If you are, well, you can bump that up a little bit. But at $5,000, if you use 5%, you can only spend $250 per position. And somebody would say, well, geez, I can't make any money at doing that. Well, learn and earn. Fausto said one of the very first words he said on the intro today was learn and earn. Learn first, then earn. Learn. And as you learn, you get better and better and better. This number here will raise. Let's take this number to 25,000. Hit enter. See how that changed right there? Learn and earn. Pay your dues. Everybody has paid their dues. Everybody. So, don't feel like you're anything special. Sorry, you're not. You got to pay your dues. So learn and earn. So anyway, you can plug in whatever number you want here, what makes you comfortable, how much you can spend on a position, okay? Now, here's the really cool thing. Did you know to meet, if you only put one trade on, to meet your goal, you only need 9.5% for that trade? That's all. Hey, for those that are trading options, you're picking this up. Light bulb just went off, didn't it? I know. If you have two positions on, each position only has to go up 4.76% to meet your goal. Again, oh, the gears are turning. I can feel it through the computer. Amazing, isn't it? Just to meet your goal. That's all we want to do. And by the way, you don't have to use a double in here. You could put whatever number you want in here and just use these numbers, and your goal doesn't have to be to double. It's mine because I like something at the end. When I want a trophy if I win. I want one. All right. If I go to the ice cream shop, by golly, I want an ice cream. And if that ice cream shop is closed, I'm going to another ice cream shop because I've already got my mind set on it. So anyway, please download this link and use. Whoops, I need to get this off there. There we go. All right. Always know where you are. Always know. Always know what your daily goals are, your weekly goals, your monthly goals. Scaling is very important. That's something I forgot to mention here. As you grow in size, say you start with a $5,000 account. When you get to 6,000, change that number to 6, and that's scaling. And it scales you up here, and it scales you up here. When you get to, say, 10,000, okay, there we go. When you get to 10,000, that scales you up here, and that scales you up here. Scaling is important. Very, very important. Okay. All right. Where are we here? A few rules that I think are very, very important. And you know, we do things for reasons, whether we like them or not. So what I'd like to do is just imagine, let's get in our car and let's take a drive to the bank, okay? And why do we stop at stop signs or red lights? Well, one, if we don't, we're probably going to get an accident. An accident in this scenario would be like taking a loss in trading. If we get in a wreck, well, that's a big loss in trading. So we want to get to our destination safely. So we abide by those rules, don't we? Why is it? Why? Why is it that most people, by and large, they stop at stop signs and red lights? But why is it that people, when it comes to trading, they throw stops right out the window? They throw the rules right out the window. I used to be the same way, okay? We got to have these rules. Why do we look both ways before we go on a green light? Because we don't want some knucklehead to run into the side of us. But when we go to trade, why do we not consider what the price action is doing? Why do we, oh man, it's broke a little bit below trend, but that's okay. I have hope. Not going to work. Some knucklehead's going to run into you. Why do we slow down at school zones? Well, that's a gimme, okay? I mean, other than one obvious, you don't want a ticket. Why do we slow down speed bumps? Because we don't like to go over speed bumps fast. It hurts our car. It's simply, we want to safely get to our destination or our goal. Setting goals. Goals provide direction, motivation, and a sense of purpose in our trading. This right here, I just pulled this off Google. I looked up goals definition. I pulled this right off Google. And when I read this, this is me all over it. And I think you could ask anybody in the trading room, that is me. I am extremely goal orientated. You can ask my wife, very, very goal orientated. Anyway, this is just a slide. We've already looked at this, so we'll just get right over there. Okay, I want to talk about the T-line. Years ago, the T-line saved my trading career. The T-line is nothing more than the 8 exponential moving average. That's all it is. And it truly saved my career. There was a time when I was about to give up trading because I couldn't do it. But there was an awful lot of people doing it, and I couldn't figure out why or how. So it took me several months of no trading, just flipping through charts. And there's something I discovered is the 8 exponential moving average was magic for me. Now, it might not be magic for you, but it was magic for me. And I discovered that when stocks were on top of the, let's see, make it green, I guess. There we go. When stocks were on, when a price was on top of the T-line, we were actually doing pretty good. Trading was good. When it fell below the T-line, why I stayed in it, I'll never know. But by golly, I did. Until I discovered the T-line. This would have been me before I got religion here, okay? Like I say, it saved my life. And so when I started using it, my trading turned around. And then throughout the years, a few other things came into place. And that's something that we call the trendicator. And it's a green or red. It's green and red is what it is. It's go or no go. And it's bullish or bearish. It's extremely simple to use. And there it is right there. And I combine that with the T-line. So it's very, very simple. When it's red, And when the T line is below it, don't trade long, period. Period. Okay. Right. Period. when it turns green and the T line is on top of it, you've got the two thumbs up to trade. Rock and roll. This thing's ready to go. And look at that. This is Jets is what this is. Now, price action might have gotten you in and out, if you're tight or whatever. But look at that trend. It never broke. And by the way, I use the trend indicator as my trend. I don't draw too many trend lines. I'm not a big trend line drawer. The trends are already there, and I'm lazy as can be. Not gonna lie about it. I'm a guy, okay? But I shouldn't say that. Not all guys are lazy. But there's my trend, and I'm gonna stay with that. Okay, let's look at, I forget what slide is next. There. All right. So this yellow line is the 3 exponential moving average. So I use these 3 moving averages. They're kind of my world. And as long as, let's turn this into a pin, make that yellow. As long as the 3 is above the 8 and the 8's above the trend indicator, you've got a bullish trend. If it's below, you've got a bearish trend. Do not go long here. Do not try to pick a bottom. I'm very anti-bottom picker. I'm very, very anti on that. I don't like it at all. Even if say you get a candlestick that pops up right here, I'm not a buyer of that. Not until we get our trend. I'm more likely to be a buyer over here. And you'll be able to see that see these little pullbacks, that yellow line right there? Those are entries right there. Entries, 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 entries. The only way to make that push back is if the candlestick has pushed back. You'll see that in the T line as well. See how we've gone flat right there? That's an entry right in there. Our flagship patterns, these are proven patterns that we have proven over and over and over. And it doesn't matter how good they are. It doesn't matter how good a pattern that anybody shares with you. No pattern is perfect. None. The magic is within you. That is truly the magic. All trading magic is you. There's some chart patterns that are pretty cool, pretty nice. You can visually see them. There's all kinds of indicators that help out. I'm not a big indicator user, but there's a lot of great traders that use indicators. But when it comes down to it, the buck stops with you, and the magic is within you. That's very important to remember. That's why number 2, or the hard part, the second part, that's the hardest part, and that's where the magic really comes out, because the first part, entries, exits, profit taking stops, that's the easiest thing in the world. That's all visual. One of the best entries, I think, in the world. I'll tell you, I think this is the best entry in the world, and it's just what we call a 3-8 trap entry mechanism, and it works both on long and shorts. What we're going to be, I've got a few charts that I'm going to look at here. These are 3 of my favorites: rounded bottom breakout, a trending pullback, and a blue ice failure. This would be bearish. These 2 are bullish. And like I said, this is what we're going to focus on mostly. I truly believe this is the best entry I've ever seen. And it is just an entry mechanism is all it is. You still have to find the chart, but we can share some of that here too. So for a bullish trend, these are some simple things that I want in a trade. So my market is the SPY. I follow the SPY. That's what tells me is the market bullish or bearish. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that I don't look at the diamonds or IWM or the Qs. I do, but if I've got to have something to start with, my number one, my go-to, and the SPY is it, okay? So I want the SPY to be in a certain trend. I want the 3 to be above the 8 and the 8 above the 17. Now, we call this road to wealth trend, okay? That's what that is, road to wealth trend. And then I want the chart that I'm looking at, considering I want it the same way. I want it in my road to wealth trend. I want to trade within a trend. And then the entry will be the 3A trap. We're going to look at that. And then I want to ask myself, do I see a profit zone? Do I see where I can take profits? Now, keep in mind, I'm going to use my calculator to tell me how much money I need to make. So I've got to be able to see, well, can I make that money in the first move up, or the first move, whether it takes 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5 days. All right. I'm going to control the stop because I don't want big losses. There may be I think there's a slide coming up. We'll wait for that. So that's what I want for a bullish setup. For the bearish setup, I want just the opposite. I want the SPY to be trending down. 3 less than the 8, 8 less than the 17. Then this is the 3 EMA less than the 8 EMA, and the 8 EMA less than 17 EMA. Now, why? I get asked all the time, why do I use the 17? Why not use the 20? You can, okay? Trading is about what you do, and it's not what somebody else does. It's what you do. So whatever you do, be comfortable at it and do it over and over and over and over. I could not decide whether to use the 20 simple or the 21 exponential. I discovered the 17 was kind of covered them both. That's why I use the 17. It's not like it's some big aha moment or anything. Not at all. It covers the bases is what it does. The chart that I'm going to trade, I also want it trending down. I'm not just like I'm not a bottom picker, I'm not a top picker. You're never going to hear me pick the very bottom or the very top. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy that does that. Okay. So then when I enter the trade, I want a bearish 3/8 trap. And again, do I see a profit zone and control my stop? Okay. So let's come over here. I want to check on one thing. Oh, cool. Okay. Here's the rounded bottom breakout. This is probably my favorite chart pattern of all time. And that's because it's made me more money than anything. Yeah, I suppose anything that makes you more money is going to be your most favorite one. So, and what that is, it's simply, let me set this up for you. This is the 200 period moving average. Let's make this a little bigger and let's make it blue. That's the 200 period moving average right there. I want it in a downtrend. This is what we call the dotted deuce. Dotted deuce. I want it in a downtrend. And this right here is the 50 period moving average. And I want it in a downtrend. And of course, price here. See how our red dots are down red? They're not right here. They're not long. This is short. Don't be in this chart. I'm not going to bottom pick here. We popped up. We did not confirm a rounded bottom breakout. I'll show you what confirms in a second is. So I'm not going to chase that. I'm not going to chase this candle because I'm not a bottom picker. I'm not going to chase any of these because I'm not a bottom picker. What I want is my trend to be in place. Now, remember, the market has got to be in place too, okay? So I want the market SPY to be bullish. Okay. Now, let's focus on the black line. That's the T line, the 8 exponential moving average, and let's focus on the green dots. Notice the green dots started getting green here. Bullish but not tradable. Bullish but not tradable. because we're not above the 50 period moving average. Now, I know everybody wants to buy early. Look, that is one of the biggest mistakes of traders that aren't making money. Okay. If you struggle, stop trying to be in a chart so early. Trade within a trend. Let that trend get going. So here we come up. You can see right here, the T line is above the 50 period moving average. And right there, we're kissing it. I mean, on that day right there at the close, I would say tomorrow, as long as price can just hold in place, we're going to be above the 50. Now, let's take a look at this right here. Make this one green. Actually, make it magenta. Right there would have been any one of those three candles. Well, probably not that one. So let me back off here. There we go. Any one of those two candles could have been bought right there. And that would have, you would have been in confirming range of a trend. Notice the blue line now, that's a 3/8 trap right there. So what we're looking for is price. We'll keep that blue. Price, we'll make that black. Trapped between the 3 EMA. And by the way, I use 3 EMA high. Okay. Some people like to use the closing price, the last price. It would be the current price, whatever time of day you're in. I like to use the high. It throws a bigger net, and it allows me to be the judge if I want to be a buyer or not. It doesn't. It just throws a bigger net. It gives me more charts to look at, and I like that. Not everybody likes that. So these charts here, many of these should be 3/8 traps based on my setup. So and when you get a breakout here, that's another place I like to buy. I like to buy that breakout right there. So anywhere in here, that breakout, because that means momentum is working. Now we go up, see how we pull back. This happens all the time. And if you didn't buy it here, this is another opportunity. Look at that 3/8 trap. That would be a 3/8 trap breakout. And look where we're going. Okay. So rounded bottom breakout is price trapped between the 50 period moving average and the 200. It's a relief rally trade. And I'm only looking for it to go to the 200 or the dotted deuce right here. That's it. It becomes a different trade setup above the 200. Now, I'm not saying it can't go, it just becomes a different trade setup. But the entry mechanism is so sweet. Just trade within a trend and an entry mechanism. It's easy peasy. Look, like I said, charts, stops, entries, targets, that is the easiest thing in the world. The hard part is what we teach in the trading room, what we go over during the day. This is what takes a couple of months, 3 months, maybe 4 months, maybe. I don't know who you are. Okay. Stops. So let's not forget that. Let's do this here. Let's say you buy this, say in this area. Okay, in this area here, right there. And all of a sudden, something happens and it starts dropping down. There's two possibilities for stops. Well, let's do it this way. Two possibility for stops. Okay, now we'll need an arrow, I guess. So if you like it, if you're buying it and you like the chart between the T line and the 3, or on that breakout, well, you wouldn't be liking it below the T line. In fact, you wouldn't have bought it, not based on these rules. So maybe that's your stop at the end of the day, or maybe you just put a hard stop in below the T line and massage that a little bit with, do you see a tail in there? Something like that. So it's massage that area a little bit by a few pennies. You can put your stop right there. Or if that dot was to turn red, that would be a stop. That would be a stop for me in many cases, because that means that we could, well, there's a green dot. Everything looks hunky-dory right there, doesn't it? Not so much, not so much, not so much. So if that dot turns red, that's time to be out. So stop one, stop two, depending on you as a trader. Whoops, I think there we go. A trending PBO, trending PBO. Look at that trend. I mean, wow, right? Wow, just absolutely amazing. Just using our trend indicator automatically. All that is a moving average. That's all it is. And um, I I think a lot of programs you can turn it red to green. I use TC2000, and on TC2000 you can do it very easily. A lot of programs, people have created code to do that. Basically, what it is when price is under the 17, the dot turns red. If it's above the 17, the dot turns green. That's really all it does. It's made for me. I'm kind of slow sometimes. I'm not the brightest tool in the shed sometimes. So I like the colors. It tells me, oh, hey, this is semi-bullish or semi-bearish anyway. But look how this thing pops up. And let's get a circle in here. See how we pop up and look at that possible entry, 3-8 trap. Moves up. Maybe you're making money. You close it out, whatever. Maybe you're not in it. There's another 3-8 trap. We move up. There's another 3-8 trap. Here's 3-8 trap breakout. 3-8 trap right there. Up we go, up we go. 3-8 trap right here. Taking profits. Remember, we're going to use our calculator. We're going to plug in what our account size is. This is what we need to be considering for profits. Don't let greed come in there. Greed will kill you, I'm telling you. So what you do, maybe you're in this here. You come up here, you sell half your position, put some money in the bank, abide by your goal rule. We call these goals, by the way. We actually call them goals. You'll hear people in the trading room say, hey, I just put 5 goals in my pocket. You'll hear that all the time. And you still have half that can motor on up until you take off more goals up here. The mechanics of trading is the easiest thing in the world. Simplicity. All right. I don't use any indicators, by the way, other than volume down here. And I didn't put it on the chart on these charts because I want these charts as simple as possible. I don't particularly trade by volume. I just simply use candlesticks, price action, and my trend, whether it be bullish or bearish. Here's another trending. There's trending. Yeah, here, look at this. So see how we pop up here? 3-8 trap. Up and back, 3-8 trap. It actually just went sideways for a few more days, but it's a 3-8 trap. Really, I mean, a slow grind up, isn't it? 3-8 trap. Kind of a slow grind up, 3-8 trap. But notice the green dots here. They remain green. Price is not failing. Trend is still working. The momentum is still in place. 3-8 trap right here. All that's 3-8 trap. 3-8 trap wherever I stop the clip here. 3-8 trap on that. How simple is that? I don't know. I can't see any if anyone's asking questions or anything, I don't know where to look for that. But man, can I get a hands up? So simple on that. Watching my time here a little bit. Blue ice failure. Whoa. Blue ice failure. So a blue ice failure, it's the 50 period moving average is the blue ice. Okay. This is one of my favorite shorting setups. And I may have time here. We're going to go look at a live chart. So here, see how the red dots, and then that's below the 50 period moving average. We rally up over here. We pull back, we rally up. You know, we make a high, we make a failed high, and right there. See where we start down? 3-8 trap. 3-8 trap. 3-8 trap. 3-8 trap. 3-8 trap. 3-8. These are all entries. If you entered up here, you're still in it. But these are all entries here, 3/8 trap. Remember, if you entered here, you're still in it. If you're entered here, you're still in it, unless you made some goals. Remember to put some goals in your pocket, because your end goal is to double your money or to make more money. Okay. I just use the term double your money. That's a big thing for me. That's a big deal for me. Okay. Blue eyes failure. There's another one. See how we broke down here? This could have been shorted right through here. And then it rallied up, might have scared you out. But keep this in mind. If it scared you out, notice that blue line. Well, this is set up bearishly. So actually, the blue line might have popped over that. At that point, you'd have to switch to a bullish chart. This is my bearish chart. The 3 EMA is the low. Okay, that's probably should have mentioned that earlier. Sorry, 3 EMA low, EMA low. Sorry about that. 3 EMA low is what I use. Okay, so right there would have been a nice 3/8 trap entry, and down we go, down we go. If you entered here, you're still in it. This might have gotten you out. I mean, it might have, a big candle like that on the 200, that might have gotten you out. But if you entered here, I'm pretty confident you would have made your goal, and multiple goals actually. And then it tried to bounce up and couldn't go anywhere, and then back down. So, hey, I'm at the end here. Actually, I still have time. I would like to take this away for a second, and I would like to go live if that's all right. And let's talk about some trades. Let's look at these. PYPL here. Look at that. 3/8 trap setting up. Nice trend. 3/8 trap setting up. I do want to check on the market though. Market's holding up. Okay. So let's check on BBWI just popped up. Look at BBWI. There's a nice rounded bottom breakout that we talked about. Beautiful rounded bottom breakout. Right? If it would have been bought right in here up to the 200, what that's a 26% stock trade. Just think if you had options on that, man. Wow. Okay, we broke out of the 200. We're putting in a nice little flag. That's going to be a 3/8 trap trade. Or it'll be a 3/8 trap or a 3 trap, just slight breakout is what it'll be. Take a look at TCOM. I don't like that chart. I mean, I just don't like the makeup of the chart. How about love? Look at love. Nice big move up. Let's look at the trend here. Arrow. Look at that trend. I'm going to go from the red dot right up to the green dot. Look at that trend. Rise. There's your 3/8 trap entry area. And we're in that 3/8 trap entry area again. Now, not all 3 traps are meant to be bought. All right. So I think I would want a little more confirmation on that one. Tell you the truth. A little more confirmation. Anyway, let's see here. ANET. Well, ASAN, I guess. That was going to be a 3/8 trap breakout. Look at the 3/8 trap buy right in there. 3/8 trap buy. ANET. Kind of a jumpy chart, but it looks good. SWKS is one I was looking at earlier. I'm eyeballing this one. It's going to need to get over that 50 period moving average right there. But this is one I'm watching. All right, let me get back to I guess the PowerPoint here. So I want to thank everybody for being here today. I really, really do. I have a fast track Road to Wealth class coming up on December 17th. It's $50, includes 1 month membership with Hit and Run Candlesticks, complete full membership. And if anyone is interested, I don't know how you get the link. Maybe you guys have it. I don't know. But if you're interested in that, would love to have you there. And again, it comes with 1 month of all the whistles and bells as a full member. everything in there. Also, if you're not doing anything tomorrow, I've got an open house tomorrow. If anyone wants to come over and just spend a day in the trading room and see what we do in the trading room there. So anyway, that's I've got 5 minutes. I don't know if there's any questions, or if I don't know where we are, what we're doing there. But if anyone has any questions, I can go look at charts, explain more, or take it from wherever.
No, Rick, listen, that was amazing. You know what I really liked about what you were talking about? I love that feature on your website where you just basically
markets,